embers grow with a chisel like a warrior spear. Every cut brings the old world near. Hear the Aether in the turning tree, Odin whispering, let creation be. From the north, let the shavings fly under watchful gods in the winter sky. Thor's hammer roars with the spinning ring, Freya's grace in every curve you bring. By fire and frost, let the wood come alive. Benjamin turns the tales of the Viking tribe. And oak hold the songs of the bold, echoes of the battles that the skalds once told. Tools sing soft in a rhythmic glide as the grain shows the secrets it tries to hide. Loki's laughter in the chips that fall, but your craft stays true through it all. From the north, let the shavings fly under watchful gods in the winter sky. Thor's hammer roars with the spinning ring, Freya's grace in every curve you bring. By fire and frost, let the wood come alive. Benjamin turns the tales of the Viking tribes. Raise your mead to the maker's hand, to the craft and the clan of the northern land. Every bowl is a saga born, carved from dusk and shade till morn. From the halls of the gods, let the echoes ring of the wood-turning warrior and the stories he brings. Let the world hear the call from the workshop flame, Benjamin Winkle, another name. From the north, let the shavings fly under watchful gods in the winter sky. Thor's hammer roars with the spinning ring, Freya's grace in every curve you bring. By fire and frost, let the wood come alive. Benjamin turns the tales of the Viking tribe. Of the Viking tribe.
Hello, 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 good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and whatever it is where you are. Welcome in. Oh, hello, soldier, welcome in. Yes. So, I don't know if you've seen that, but I saw someone else. Good morning. Well, good morning to you as well, mate. Good morning. I saw someone did like a small three-pointed ball with a little ball inside, the sphere inside, for aromatic essential oil to put on it, and the wood absorbs it and it lets it go over time, so the house smells nice. And I thought to myself, well, that's a good idea. I never did a three-pointed ball before, so this is what I'm going to do. And if that goes to crap, I'm gonna try a normal ball with the same setup thingy idea. So this is a piece of ash. It's glued. It's actually a bit of scrap wood I had laying around. I just cut into a square. So it's 10 by 10 centimeters, 10 by 10 by 10, or 4 by 4 by 4 inches. So need a more. You did a modern pestle yesterday. Ooh, yeah. I should do that because I really need one as well. But I think I got the perfect wood to do it. So could be a backup thing if everything goes bad. But I never done this before. I'm not completely sure on how to do it, but the basic idea should be mounted like that, and then put the life center in with a hole in it like this properly, and put a bit of pressure on it. Now, this should be the bottom, which means I'm going to need to keep those. If I keep those points down here, it's going to be a little bit shallow. If I keep those points up here, it's going to be, yeah, I'm going to keep those points up here, that one. So that's the 3 points I'm going to keep, and those 4 is going to go away. So put a bit more pressure on it, because there's going to be a friction fit up here, which hopefully is going to be all right. And then just a small life sensor down here. We'll see how well that's going to work. I hope you're good. I hope you're a good soldier. I hope you're doing good. So yeah, I think I'm going to do like the deep part of it. So I'm going to keep those up here and get this away. So it's going to be a little bit deeper, which are probably going to be the best bet anyway, because of the I need to make a tenon down here to hold the piece while I do the hollowing part of it. But it's kind of fun. You see how that spins now? You can actually see. Look at that. You can see the corners there. So you can kind of see how the shape's going to end up when we're done. So let's just try it and see how well that's going to go. I'm going to put on my helmet, of course, because this is a bit sketchy and safety is important. I'm sorry, I just had a bit of Coke. Pepsi Cola, not Coke, Pepsi. And get me a bit of gas. And my battery is dead on my respirator because I forgot to turn it off. So why it's a good thing I have 2 batteries for it. There you go. So that's just there, going to do its thing, the startup, the noise and all that. The other battery charging. Hello, Henning. So let's get this. Sorry for that noise. It should stop in a minute. So I'm just going to start here with the ball gouge. So the idea is I'm going to keep the points up here and take this point down here away. And so basically just going to work it. I think I can go faster. I don't think I should limit myself that much. Now this little project is great because you can do it on almost all size lathe. So that's always good. So I'm going to keep the points up there, which means I'm going to be careful not to break off any fibers. So let's just stop and see how that's going to come along. So a little bit, we've got the shape here, the rough shape is what we want really. I can go a bit closer, but I need to be careful with the grain. I probably should try go with a spindle gouge on this. And see if that improves anything with the grain not breaking. So I'm just going to take a spindle gouge here. Probably should try to get a bit more speed. Let's go 1600. And just go nice and slow. Get a bit more light down here. There's a good chance the carbide would make a mess of it. But, you know, if you don't try, you don't know. So let's see now how that looks. Yeah, that's a really bit messy. It's really, really messy. Let's see what's going on here. The tool rest is probably a bit high. Oh yeah, it is high. So let's see if that improved. Yeah, it's better. It's actually quite a bit better. Let's go back with a ball gouge. No, that. Just gonna go slow and remove small amount of material. See if I can improve the surface. See, now I don't know if you can see that. Oh, there, yeah, actually you can see. We have a flat spot here still, and there, which means I need to go closer to the tips, which is all right. I'm just taking my time, really nice and slowly. And let's see where we are with it now. See, that flat spot's now gone. We got a good siding down here. This is sharp, nice and sharp, which is good. So what I want at, which means it's got a little bit of tear here. I don't think I do much about that, but make a small little foot here so I can get my jaws to have something to grab onto. See, so I heard that Michael was not too impressed with his last outing. Something like he was a bit discouraged. Well, yeah. The harder the wood, probably the easier it is with the carbide, I would guess. I'm not really that good with carbide, so I wouldn't really know that much about it. I know enough, but there are people out there that's a lot more uses carbide quite a bit more than I do. That probably would be better to get them, to ask them about it. But you know me, I would always recommend using standard tools whenever it's possible, because that's just who I am. Okay, so let's see. I think that foot there would be good. Yeah, that's good. So I can start to cut this back end off, and then I'm just going to saw it off, standard with saw at the end. I'm going to sand this a little bit now because I think it's probably going to be the best chance I have right now to get it done proper. I'm good. Well, for sharpening system, there are actually good options out there, without spending money. Basically, if you got a benchtop grinder like most people do, there's an option there you can look into. If you just have your lathe, there's actually an option that I want to explore a little bit myself, just because I can. I'm going to be amazed on how easy that setup will be. It's going to be a hassle using it because you need to attach it to the lathe every time you want to use it. But other than that, I think it's going to be well worth it for people who are just starting out and want to save money. So I think I'm going to try that option and make a video about it to help people out. So I think that should be good enough. That was like 240. Yeah, that was 240. That should be all right. Yeah, that's good. So now I'm just going to part this off and get it on a chuck. Oh, hello. That was this is better without the light on, isn't it? So let's see. Just going to take my let's just have a look again. That's too bright. Okay. I don't think I'm going to go much further than that. I'm just going to get saw and cut it off. Yeah, the wetting gobblers is actually an old tradition for woodturners to make that. There's a little bit of superstitions on that as well. You make two captive rings on a goblet, and if the ring holds, the marriage will last. So that's a little bit fun. So you don't want to have a new beginning woodturner to do that job if it actually is true. But yeah, it's a fun little story, isn't it? Okay, so that's really good. That's a nice hole we got on that. Now it's time to do the hollering part, which is not too bad. Shouldn't be. Yeah. Hello, Lion. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. And that's goes for everybody else as well. You were just a little bit later, so that's cool. I do appreciate that. How old I am? I am 43 since Thursday. So yeah, not too old, but I'm not young anymore either. I did have a good day. I had work that day, but you know, it was fine. My wife made one of my favorite meals for me, and I had a nice beer in the fridge. So it was all in all a good day. Wild angle? What we're making? This is a 3-pointed ball. So this is the upside of it. I'm just gonna hollow it out, and I'm gonna make a sphere to put inside of it, and then you put your essential oils on it. So the house will smell nice because that sphere, ball, whatever is in the center, will soak up the oils and diffuse it slowly over time. So you can just, you know, a couple of times a day, maybe you put a few drops of oil on that center sphere, and after some times it's going to be saturated enough so it smells nice for a long time. So that's the basic idea, right? Because the wood is porous, you know, so the wood will soak up that oil and slowly release it to the house so it smells nice. If you're into that kind of things. My wife likes to have stuff like that in the bathroom or toilet. Well, I kind of really fall to that because she's living with 3 guys, and sometimes stuff smells. Well, not to say that she doesn't smell sometimes when she's in the bathroom. She's a lady, so of course not. It's all smells of unicorns and the sound of a creek, a small river. You know how it is, really. Let me just try and see if I shouldn't be. Okay. That's also nice. Shot. So the hole on this is kind of small and a little bit off balance. The hole, I mean the foot. So I'm not going to go crazy and hollow this out really fast. So I'm just going to go slowly, take my time, so it doesn't break off, hopefully. So as you can see, it's starting to take shape, right? It's coming along. Yes, I made a cube. So a 10 by 10 centimeter cube is what I started out with. 10 by 10 by 10, of course. And yeah, that's just, if you put it on the corners, this is what you can get for that with it. I need some light now because my old eyes is getting, it's difficult to see proper. Pilado, it's been a while, mate. Hope you're good. Oh yeah, a fresh gouge was actually well worth it by the feel of it. Though we should be sleeping. Naked? What do you mean naked? Yeah, it's probably really early, isn't it? Maybe like 4 in the morning for you. 5 maybe. What it normally is. So I need to take this really slow and make really thin cuts. Move a little bit of material at a time. Hopefully so I can avoid Judge! Hi, mate. So I can avoid breaking the sides here, so I don't get tear out. It looks like I'm doing all right. Woohoo! I'm overextending a little bit on the couch. Oh. So get that couch a bit closer. So there you go. Should be a lot easier to control. Oh yeah, that helped. But also I need to take care, because out here it's like the small points are spinning rather quickly, and that will not be a good day. This is a 3-pointed ball that's going to be made into essential oil diffuser for the house. It's not a roughing gouge. No, it's not a roughing gouge. It's a 1/2-inch ball gouge with a standard grind on it. Roughing gouge would be this, and this is not made for hollowing it out. So it's actually called a spindle roughing gouge, the other one. So as you can guess, it is predominantly used for spindle turning. So that's what I would recommend using it for. The wood is ash, and I started out with a 10 by 10 centimeter square. Well, cube actually, not square. So it's 10 centimeters is roughly 4 inches. And I just mounted it on inside the spindle with a friction, 1 point inside the spindle. So it was a friction drive. So yeah, this is getting a lot closer to what I think is good. I'm just trying to get that. Like button activated. Yes, sir. Thank you. And the whole trick is actually to try as good as you can to get this to be the same size all the way. And since I'm going to go and make it a little bit thinner now and a nice small cut, I'm going to take a brand new sharpened gouge and try to make this thinner. And try not to take too much material. This is a little bit too heavy of a cut in my opinion. Chances are I'm gonna get some tear outs. Now I'm past the wings, but now it's just solid good, so that should be fine. Full terms and conditions. Some problems. Shots and farting. I don't know what that means. So I think I'm going to make this a little bit thinner. let's just see. Yeah, it's a nice shape. It's actually pretty cool. So let's see. It's quite a nice thickness. It's about 1 centimeter, I will think. Yeah, about 9 millimeters thick. So I think this is it's not too bad. Maybe I could go a bit thinner still. Just a little bit. Which tool is that? This tool? Just the same 1/2 inch ball gouge. I'm just focusing, so that's why I'm not talking. Yeah, ball gouge. Now, if you don't know the difference between a spindle gouge and a ball gouge, let me show you, because this is actually interesting. The spindle gouge is this one. As you can see, it's really, really flat. Still, cut out here on the top of it, but it's really, really flat, which means you get like a wide arc on it and a really pointy end. This is 45-degree bevel. This is also 45-degree bevel, but it's a lot deeper, which means you kind of get like a higher profile on the side and a shorter grind around it, and it's not as pointy because you have more material here on the top of it. So this is not for detail, this is for detail. This is cuts a little bit more like a skew. This is a little bit more for removing materials. So there you go. I think this is all right. So, I just I need to remove some material down here. He's standing. Okay, so one eye closed, and the final cut. See if I can make it all the way in. So see, this one probably needs to zoom in. Better lighting. So you sit corrected. Okay. Not bad. We got the same size all the way down here on the sides, or really, really close to, which just means that I was able to follow the outside curve until back down here. And then it's more like a rough how I want it to be. Give it a little bit so it's not too even. And then just a little bit of sandpaper should take care of it. Yes, I would always recommend doing the outside first. Basically, because then you have something to follow. It's easier to follow the inside before. I follow the inside after you've done the outside, so you know. So that's, in my opinion, easier and better. Kickmeister, hello. A little bit of a knot down there, but that's all right. Not too much issue with that. So I'm just going to go started sanding it. I think if all goes well, I can start with 180 grit. So the final thickness is about the way I have it right now. I think it is about 8.5 mil. And 8.5 mil is about a third of an inch. If you haven't done it, remember to, you know, hit that little like button. It does help me more than you think, and it does do not cost you anything. So could be, you know, worth it, and it will help me a lot. So that's the 180 grit that's used up. Well, it broke, and I didn't want to use a broken piece of sandpaper. So I'm just going to sand the edges. Yes, sir. A double tap would help. So let's see where we are. I think that's good. That's not too bad. It's gonna get 240. I think that should be enough. How do you avoid nasty gaps when you're doing push cut with the gouge? I get it so often at the point of avoiding them, the pull cuts. Oh, catches. Well, thank you for asking. Great question. And the basic is actually a lot more simple than you think. Because, let me just get that here. So, this is the ball gouge, right? So, let me just get that camera up a little bit more to my fat stomach, but then you can see more into it. Let's just say, let me just get a tool rest so you can see a little bit better what I talk about. Now I'm going to put this on in reverse because that will help you a little bit. Get that higher up because closer to the camera. Okay, so the idea is right now, this part here is the contact point to the tool rest. As long as I cut with, let me get something to point with. As long as I cut with this part out here, get that closer. So, as long as I cut with this part here, the pressure goes straight into the tool rest. That's where you're safe. So if the tool is like this, you can only cut with the part out here where my finger is touching. If you start cutting with the part out here, the tool will start twisting because you don't have pressure straight into the tool rest. Now the tool will start twisting and it will expose a bit more cutting edge, and then it will start pushing even more, and that's how the catches happens. Right, so if I want to cut with the side out here, I need my tool to lay like this. Right, and it's also a good idea not to do push cuts from the inside and out, because now we need to go over here. This is going to be difficult to show. Okay. So let's say you're cutting this way, right? So right now, that's not a problem, but now you're going to come over to a corner here, and that corner start grabbing the outside of the cutting edge. That will put pressure on it, so it twists, expose more of the cutting edge, and pull this straight into the piece. So you don't want to go from the inside and out. You want to go from the outside and in, and you want to make sure that the cutting edge is straight over the tool rest, so you have pressure straight into the tool rest. Right, it's a long talk here, but you know, it's important to understand that the pressure from the wood pressing onto the tool needs to go straight into the tool rest. If it doesn't, you will get a catch. Okay, I hope that helped you. Just checking in, mate. I hope that helped you. I do wood turning teaching as well. I've been doing that for some time now, but yeah, but that's one of the things I talk about quite a bit with my students, and whenever someone have a catch, this is actually pretty fun. Whenever someone have a catch in my classes, we try to stop what everybody's doing, and we all go over and talk about what happened and how it happened, right? Because that's the only way you will learn, if you understand how it happened. Also, if you're doing pull cuts, like this, you will not often not have good contact with the bevel to the timber, which means the cut you're going to get is not as good. So that's why push cuts for holding out a bowl is preferred. It's not the only option, but it is preferred, especially when you are a new turner and a beginning wood turner. Okay. Okay, so I found it somewhat recently. Ooh, that sounds awesome, Palado. That sounds awesome. So, right, now this is sanded reasonably well. I think this is okay, so it looks good. So let me just get that camera down a little bit like that. That's too much there. So I want to make a sphere to be inside the bowl for the oil. And for that, I want the sphere to stay in there, right? So it's fitted, it doesn't move. So I'm just gonna get a fastener bit and drill a small hole in it. So this is like, it's a 13.3 mil, so it's half an inch, almost exactly half an inch. You can use any size of drill you want, doesn't matter. It's just going to be make sure that it fits the sphere you're making. Yeah, it was a piece of trash I had laying around, a cut off that I was not going to use for anything else. So I'm not going to drill it very deep. I'm just going to drill it Just a little bit, so the cube, the sphere, I got something to hold on to. So that should be good enough. Yeah, that's fine. Get that out of the way. Stuff falls down, that's fine, it's not a problem. Okay, so I need to take this off and I need to make... So now we have the ball itself with a little hole in it, and the foot is still attached to it. We're going to do something about this in a little bit. And because I am fancy, I'm going to take a piece of walnut to make this V with. And also because this piece of walnut was given to me, so, you know, free timber is always nice. Let me just get some tailstock in for a little bit of support. Now we can see this is not centered, which would be a shame to make this sphere smaller than it needs to be. So this is way better. Yupchi! There you go. Now a little bit of pressure from the tailstock and this is perfect, safe. Okay, and that is good. Nothing hits. Perfect. That's add lacquer or wax and polish that up. That would be the best way to do that. If it's on a pen, you can use CA glue. And polish that up. I have video where I do that. So that would be something you could watch there if you're interested. Okay, so let's see how big this piece is. It should be about 5 centimeters. So that's 2 inches, so that's 5 centimeters. There you go, 51 mil, so that's 5 centimeters. So to make a sphere, the easy way is to do 2 markings. There. And then the center is about there. And then just quarter that off. There. So now for an easy way to make it, I'm just gonna true up that end there. Oops, sorry. And then, so I'm gonna get half and quarter, and that's a quarter again. So that's about reasonably well sorted out. So the easy way to make a sphere, right now, I should take, let me just get that camera in a bit closer. That line to connect with that line in a 45-degree cut. There. Now, I can take that even further by quartering that off again. So that's really close to being round already. And now it's just a matter of a bit of practice. And there, that is really close. Now I'm taking my parting tool and going down. I need to keep this at 13 millimeters. But that comes later. Again, just going to go in 45-degree angle, like that. I can remove some waste material over here, so I'm not going to get in trouble. Move a little more. So I can get that tool rest a little bit closer. Like that. And now it's just a matter of doing the exact same here. Probably a nice sharp gouge would be a bit helpful. That's not round yet. That's not too bad. Oh, welcome in, Miss Soldier. This is the sphere for the essential oils. So you drip oil on this, and it will soak it up and disperse it, diffuse it over time in your house. So it's a little aromatic oil diffuser. So I'm going to get some sandpaper now and sand this. Well, if you follow the steps with the lines I drew at the beginning, it helps quite a bit. So that was 120, a bit of 180. Golly. It's American walnut, so it's not really soft. It's just fresh sandpaper, mate. And high speed on the lathe, so yeah. Well, I think I said this quite a few times before. Practice makes perfect, and I had over a decade of practice, so it does help quite a bit. So, you know, the RPM, yeah, it's 2000 RPMs right now, so it's way too fast for sanding. I wouldn't recommend it unless you don't care about your sandpaper lasting. If you don't care about your sandpaper lasting, that is not an issue. Just go ahead and have fun with it. So, yes, it is. There's a lot of runes in it, and it's what's called a bind rune. Um, so it's a bind rune of my own design. It has a lot of power of perseverance, nature, coherence, and you know, prosperity. So it's meant to give you good luck in your life and to live with. It's a Futhak, yes, old Futhak. The power to live with nature and be happy. That's what it's supposed to be. And I even have it tattooed on my arm. So yeah. So yeah, a lot of good wishes in that part. Okay, so this is pretty cool. It is pretty round. It's not perfect, but we can see how perfect it is. So remember, you Americans, 1 inch is about 24.3 millimeters. So this is 51.3 mil on this side, and 50 millimeters on this side. So I am within 1/24th of an inch. So let's see. So that's 2.01 inch. And 1.97 inch. So it's, yeah, within 0.2 of an inch. I think that's close. I think that's close enough, isn't it? For freehand turning. So let's get this parted off. There we go. Let's hope it fits. Look at that. Look at it. Where's that remote? So that's the idea. You put your oils on the center bowl and it just diffuses into the house. Now you're going to make this a lot bigger, but you know, that's what I had laying around. Okay, so let's make this get that on there. Look at that. Good morning, Michael. Hope you're feeling better. Look at that, it spins pretty nice. So let's get the back side off it. Nope, still in your head. Well, one guy once said to me, what can you do about it? And there's nothing you can do about it really, so why bother? And if you can do about it, then do something about it and don't bother. So it is what it is really, isn't it? Yeah. All right, so yes, sir. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So I'm just going to get rid of that little part. And so it's one way of doing it. Well, I could try to take most of it off with a saw, a handsaw. Just, you know, I could do that. That would probably be easier to take most of it away like this, wouldn't it? And then there's just sand. Bam, bam, bam. Maybe that one will do. Get the slide knife out. Yeah, it was It was my grandfather's knife. Look how old this thing is. And the tip has broken. I'm getting it back, the tip, when I actually want to sharpen it. So it's coming along. It's a Mora. It's an old Swedish Mora knife. It's pretty nice. It could be, I'm not sure. It could be the knife I used when I was in his workshop when I was a kid. But I don't know about that. We're gonna keep the old tools alive as long as we can, because there's no reason to get new stuff if the old stuff still working. Yes, sir. I have some of the new Moras. One of them, the plastic handle on it. It's, they're all right, but they're more like, cutting up fish knife and stuff like that. This knife is got history, but that's cool. Yeah, Michael, you're gonna be good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. People's are dicks sometimes. I mean, it is what it is, really. I mean, all the shit I've been giving you over the year, and then you have a few people you don't know. Make you question everything you do. That's not nice, is it? That's not how it's supposed to be. So there you go. So you just strip your oils into it. I'll just get that closer so the camera can. There you go. So you drip your oils into it. I'm going to put a little dab of glue on that so it doesn't move. Let's see. Some glue. It's going to be all right. Just leave that to dry. Well, all right. So what's next? Hello, banners. Welcome in. Well, that's the reason why I don't go to places like that, Michael. Because I don't want to haggle with people on prices. And if they think it's overpriced, it's not a product for them because they would not appreciate it. Work, craft, cost money. And yeah, I sold pens for £10. I sold pens for £100, £1,200, £120. Sorry, it's all depends on how the people are. Those people that think a £10 pen, a $10 pen, is expensive, they are not the customers you want. Right? This, if I make it as a gift and gave it to someone, they're going to be really happy about it. if it were something I was trying to sell for, like, say, £50, for instance, let's say that. People just gonna really, oh, that's probably too much, really, yada yada yada. You know, people are stupid, but if they don't appreciate that, it's not for them. So they can go fuck themselves, right? Like my salt and pepper grinders. They are, what are they? £50, about £50 for a set. It cost me 20 to make, and then there's 30 left. I need to pay taxes and VAT, so that leaves me about 10. Would you like to make a set of salt and pepper grinder for £10 profit at the end? So they're actually too cheap. But that's how it is, really. Yes, sir. Stick to that stuff. Don't care about those stupid people. Right. Next time you go out, you should have Lion with you, mate. Because what Lion can do, it doesn't matter. If he smells blood just a little bit, he will just grab on and tear them apart, really. Well, yeah, our tax system is bad, but, you know, it is what it is, really. But, yeah. Craft costs money. Good craft costs money. A lot of money. So, yeah. Okay. So that worked out pretty well. It actually did work out a lot better than I expected. And I don't know if I should put any finish on it. Well, I should. I just don't know which finish I should put on. But let's just put some Danish oil on the bowl itself and not on the bowl. Right. The bowl and the bowl. I hope you get it. Sleep well, mate. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, well, looks like I got something on the walnut itself, so I'm just gonna give it a little coat of oil as well, just to make it look. Hope it's not gonna affect it. It should be alright still. That's not bad. I can always burn it, so that's good. Get that out of the way. So, what's next, you say? Well, I don't know, really. I was planning on making another one if this one didn't work. Mortar and pestle, someone said, because actually I could use one in the kitchen. And I think I have what I would consider the best timber for it, which is Let me just cut something on the bandsaw really quickly and get back to you guys. Oh, whatever. So that got a knot in it. I don't want to use that part. Oh, crap out. Okay. No, Danish oil can be used everywhere. This is ironwood, as we call it here in Denmark, or azobe, Azobe. It is normally used for in the harbor when they have wood around where the ship dock. They use this kind of timber because it's durable and it's really hard. But it also is so hard that it's difficult for tools to work with it. So that's another thing I need to pay attention to. Probably not my standard tools were probably not going to be that effective with this. So there you go. And I got a got a splinter in my finger from that. That's annoying. Not my finger though, it's my hand really. So there it is. You can see a little black dot down there. And there you go, got that out. It's not big, but you know, it's annoying. Those small ones is actually the one that hurts the most. That's pretty annoying. Okay, so let me see if I can even work with this material, because it's just annoying and bad. But it will be really, really good for a mortar. I can cut it. Probably not going to. My tool's probably not going to last. I do make quite a few short videos, but long form videos, maybe 1 or 2 a month on a good month. That's what I've been doing lately. But I'm starting to hitting that wall again. Good morning, Cindy. Because I hate editing. So I'm starting hitting that. I actually have a project that I should be editing. Blot on the turner, yeah, well, it happens, you know. Okay, so the timber's actually not bad looking. It's just so tough to work with. It's dulled your tools really quickly. So it's going to be a little bit of scraping technique coming along right now. I just make the diffuser here, Cindy. Nice little wing ball where you put your essential oils in it, and it just, you know, smells up the house. That's a nice little idea. Oh, blackberries are nice. I like them. So let's see if we can get this to... Oh, yes, that's good. I think I didn't make it smaller because that would have been an issue. Okay. So let me start thinking about how I want this to be shaped. Before I do anything, I need to calculate things, right? So 130, what is 130? Half of that is 6.5. And so that would be 40 something down here. Something like that. I think something around there. That's what I think will be good. Hold on. Yeah, so about there actually would be the best. So I don't think I wanted that tall. I think I'm going to end it about there. I think that will be the best. Well, it was fine. It was not bad actually. I did enjoy it. Had a good day with my wife and the children. And yesterday is my wife's birthday, and she just wanted to go around the countryside and see things. So we did that. Get away. Now it's time to hollow this out. My tools are probably not going to last that long. That was not the best. Didn't I? Oh, okay. uh, to make sure that everything in here is something as it should be, because well, yeah, it happens to us all. Hello, St. Manifil. Clement, how you doing, buddy? And probably why it happened to me today is because the jaws are having issues getting a good grip on this material because it's so freaking hard. As you can see, there's not even an indentation on it. Oh yeah, I heard about that. I look forward to hearing if you agree with me that it's one of the best machines for the price point on the market. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think. Really am. Well, you can set it up yourself, mate. It's doable with one man. You just take the bitways in, put it upside down, and then attach the legs to it. And then you can flip it around. Then you put the headstock and the tailstock and everything on it, and you're good to go. No, it's called SOB. SOB. AZOB. And it's really awful to work with. I should use a carbide, I must say. I really should. So there you go. Now you're watching me using carbides. God damn it! Now I can't get a good grip on it. That's the biggest issue. Then we're just going to do something else. Now, if you want to have a discussion with me, piece of timber, let's argue. If this comes up here, I might just go back to bed. Hold on, what's going on there? Okay. Let me just tighten that one more time. Oh, nope, that's all she wrote. Yep, that's not coming off. I hate carbides. Well, it's ironwood, actually. It's what we refer to here in Denmark, ironwood. It's hard as a motherfucker, and it will eat even your carbide within half an hour. I fucking hate it. Maybe I should just go with the carbides that I know. Yep. I think this is the second or third time, well, maybe fourth time I work with this material. And it's only worth it for something like a mortar, to be honest. I have a salt vessel in my kitchen that I made many years ago. And it's actually working pretty well. So yes, sir, you have a good sleep now. Thank you for stopping by and being here. I appreciate that. So let's see. Yeah, I don't own a bidan, since I'm not French. That's a Woodturning joke. Damn it. Super annoying, this material. Super, super annoying. I wouldn't recommend anyone Wouldn't recommend anyone using it. I should probably go a bit deeper though. Nooba. Okay, so let's see where we are. I think that's probably deep enough for most of what I'm going to do with it anyway. I could give it a bit more though, just a little bit. Now, when you say sunrise action, you don't mean watching the sunrise, or you mean something else? Well, you never know if you never try, right? Well, it's this wood in particular that I wouldn't recommend using. Yeah, it's just terrible, 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 terrible to work with. It's not a good experience. And it's not really that nice anyways when it all comes down to it. It's not even that beautiful. Yes, it will look okay with some oil on it and all that stuff, but it's really not that... I mean, there are better timbers out there. A lot of better timbers out there.
Well, if you want something extremely hard, this is probably one of the hardest timber that you can get without getting like ebony or stuff like that. That probably could potentially be a risk, right? Um, some timbers are not, shouldn't work with that because if it's endangered, it's endangered. Um, but yeah, but sometimes you're lucky to get something that's been harvested before the embargo or harvest in a way that is good. But you can use also the Australian wood, like the Mallee burl or something like that would be a nice mortar, pestle, sorry, not mortar, sorry. It's just, yeah, eucalyptus. It's also really nice. Again, there's a lot of different things you can do. We'll try. You can see these spots down here in it. Now I'm gonna have a bad time sanding this properly because it's just annoying. So I'm gonna go at it with 80 grit just to knock some of that rough parts out inside of it. Goldfield burrow. I never heard about that one. Hi, Smokes. Welcome in, buddy. Thirty-six likes. I think that's close to a record on my channel. So that's all good. Oh, my back is starting to be annoying. So this is the last project we do. I still need to make a pestle, really. Well, the other thing, the one thing you use with the muffler. Oh, yeah. Well, this particular wood is awful to work with, so I had to use carbide, which means a little bit more sanding. Also because it's hard to just get any work done on it. So I need to, yeah. It is what it is, though. I think it's going to turn out great. So that was 180, so let's go to 40. Ouch. So let's see where we are with the sanding. I'm not a challenge. Alright. I might just crack one out just for the hell of it. $5,000. Well, yeah, it's probably not the best for wood turning unless you're doing a clear coat polish finish. Yeah, it helps as soon as you put some wax on it or something, oil or whatever. It's all right. It's not. I mean, it's not great, is it? It's all right though, but it's not great. But it's brown. It's not red. It's what they call wood turner's pawn, isn't it? Or woodworker pawn. It's when you put any kind of finish on a product like that. Yeah, well, it's for it's a mortar and pestle, so I'm not going to put in wax on it like that. It's just going to be natural oil, some food safe, food grade oil. Because it's all right. That's not a bad piece. Two-minute woodworking has an August challenge. Do you mean 2-minute tips of wood turners? This Friday, okay. Yeah, I mean, yes, I'm reasonable happy with it. I'm not overjoyed because well, yeah, it's okay. I'm happy. Thank you. There you go. uh, so let's get this. No, it's for a mortar and pestle set. 2-minute tip for woodwork. Okay. Would it be a good thing for the vacuum? Or is that chuck too big? Where did I put my... Yeah, that's way too big. It will not be able to. Well, maybe. Mm-hmm. Nah, it's not going to be worth it. Hey Wes, how you doing, Dave? How you doing, buddy? How you doing, buddy? All right, have a good day, Clement. Thank you for stopping by. So, I'm just going to do a... Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm doing good. Don't get all the work done that I wanted to, but you know, that's just how stuff is sometimes, right? Okay. Let's see. Nope, that's a good part of it. That's the good part of it. Well, there probably will be a little bit of marking. I don't think I can avoid that. Mostly. Should be alright. Ouch. Alright. Welcome back, Michael. Ooh, marmalade too. Well, sometimes I just put some painter's tape or paper or something to avoid scratching it, or I make a jam shot with a piece of timber. But I think this particular timber is not gonna. Timber is so hard, it's not going to be an issue. That's what I'm hoping, anyways. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. It's a battle. It's a battle. Well, I hope you enjoy your battle. So is that the lathe turned mallet, or is it another thing? Are you talking to Cindy or me? Lathe hand card, however. Okay. So just anything that can hit. Okay. So let's see how that looks on the inside. Oh crap, I made some markings. Oh, small markings there, you can see that. That's going to be fun. There you go. Time to make the muddler or pestle or whatever you call it. Let's make that out of walnut. Because I have quite a lot of it right now. And just because I can, there you go.
That looks about right. There, tool rest. And let's go.
I need the sharp gouge because it's definitely not sharp anymore after that ordeal. Okay, that's good. So let me think a little bit on a design. It's going to be one end, the other one's going to be thinner. So there. So that's about even-ish. There. Now I don't want them to be the same size. I want this in here to be smaller, thinner. So you have options, right? And this feels nice in the hand, so that's good. What would have been 8 minutes in your shop? Thinking about design? Or ouch, that hurt. Rounding the stock? Oh, that well. That's why production wood turning is a little bit different. So that was what? 240, 320. So let's see. Okay, that's not bad really, that's okay. I think I can live with that. There we go. Get that off. Ugh. Thank you, banners. Get that there. Get the sanding pat and just do the end. Ugh. So that's going to look nice. There we go. I'll be just clean up. Get me just like a couple of minutes so I can get this a little bit better looking. You know what's funny when you talk about the turning speed and all that? When I go out to do a session where I teach people how to make a salt and pepper grinder, they want me to demonstrate it first. So I do the demonstration, it takes about 15 minutes, and then they spend the next 6 hours recreating that 15 minutes, which is kind of fun. Well, they make 2, of course, in that time, but still. That's a big Henry I got there. Yeah, it sucks.
Okay, my humor is a little bit not the best, isn't it? Is it? But that's right. So, food grade oil. I get this thing here. Food safe oil. Solid that jug. Yeah. So when you do finishing on your wood pieces, that needs to have something like this. You should really think closely about what you do. I would not recommend getting taking the oil from your cooking oil or whatever. Well, in Europe at least, it's not actually certified to be used as a finished product, which means you shouldn't do it. I feel like it's get this kind of access. What you mean? Look at this. What kind of access are you talking about? To my awesome dad jokes or what have you? Look at this. That looks pretty good. Okay. So that is there. Just let soak everything it wants. But I think this would be good, right? Couldn't be in a master's shop and asking a question and get direct tech. Oh, well, yeah. Probably, if you were an apprentice. But yeah, you're true. The internet is a great thing for stuff and things like this. And shouldn't gatekeep our knowledge. You should spread it and share it. Yes, sir. I think the internet is more than 20 years old, isn't it? Yeah, actually. I think we got internet back when I was, I think, 16. So that's 27 years ago, isn't it? 99 was the year. Well, no, Judge, you are wrong in that. It's way older than 99 because the internet was actually a military application way before 99. But it was probably publicly made available around that time. Maybe I think it was actually older than that. I think it was early 90s, wasn't it? I think Google was 99, wasn't it? Or was 96? Dial-up, yeah, dial-up modems. I remember those. Yikes. So yeah, I can actually tell my children I am older than Google. Yay! Dial-up modems are great. That's not bad, really. I think that's when if you wanted to download an MP3. Oh yeah. If you want to listen to MP3, that you need to plan that a day or two in advance. So it's yeah, MS DOS. I remember those first. You're gaming in person back then, yes. That was back then when our parents told us to go outside and play, and they knew that we're gonna come in when it started getting dark. Space Invaders, yeah. Back Alley Cat. If anybody plays that game, Back Alley Cat. Remember that? Oh, Pong, yeah. Oh, remember the old Keen games when they came out? Unreal Tournament, yeah. But the old Keen games, right? Right. They were great. They kind of lost me a little bit when they got when Keen Dream came about. I think that was the third or fourth in the series. It's a Keen game, yeah. yeah. It was a Keen game. But yeah, Keen, that was it's a great little boy landing in his spaceship and trying to get parts so he can get back to his planet because he crashed. But yeah. That was great. What's a Keen game? Oh, it's the game Keen. It's the game. There you go. Mortar and pestle. Gonna go out and make a something for my wife. Yeah, look at that. It fits pretty well down there. So you can wrist like this as well. That's not bad. That's pretty good. I mean, I've done worse. So that one, that's good. The other one isn't. Yeah, it's all right. I don't think it's the best thing, but it is. It's there, right? It's there. Oh, look at that. I'm dirty now. What was that? Sorry. Which one? This one? That's ash and walnut. This is ironwood or SOB. AZOBE. Don't know how you should pronounce it. And this is a walnut. So there you go. It's actually, that SOB is one of the denser woods we have. It's so dense it does not flow. It actually just sinks straight to the bottom. But yeah. It got a high silicon thing, whatever, content. Quartz content or whatever it is. So it dulls the tools really quickly and is really dense. And it's hard as fuck. So, but yeah, it's alright. But yeah, it actually looks a lot like this salt vessel I did for my family many years ago. Same shape. The salt vessel is just shorter and a lot more slanted on the top. It's a little more this angle. But it will complement it really nicely just standing there in the kitchen like that. How I sharpen dull tools. I have this ankle grinder, not ankle grinder, hold on, where'd it go? There you go. Oops. I think I need to go, sorry for that. That Aromatherapy Pro Edge. It is a belt grinder, and it has a lot of accessories to it. So for my gouges, I put that on, and I have a jig like that. And I have an angle setter here on the table, so I just put it in there and choose my angle. The angle is the distance. The angle is the distance from here to here, because this angle here is set, and this distance here is set. So the distance from here to the contact point is set. Not really. So the further you put this in, the more flat angle you get. So this is about 45 degrees. That's what I normally use on most of my gouges. It's just a matter of doing this. And that's it. So that's how I sharpen that. This is a diamond belt, 200 grit. Works really well. So that's for the gouges. And then there's a platform attachment I can put on. Like so. And as you can see here, this diagram tells me what angle it is, because those holes are comfortable to the holes on the back here. So I can just put it in the right hole, and then I get the angle that's put here. So for instance, my my skew chisel is 30 degrees cutting bevel. So 30 degrees is both sides. But since I only sharpen one side at a time, I need to get 15, and 15 is that setting. Then it has this majigger there, so that's just the angle there, and then just offer it up like that and sharpen it really quickly, and that's it, done. The Rubber Sorby Pro Edge, it is an extremely good system. In my opinion, the best system on the market. It is expensive though, but it is so good. And for the roughing gouge, I take this platform up to 45 degrees, put this majigger in there, I just do like that, and I get a perfect 45-degree angle on this piece. So that's just how it works. Yeah, it is great. The belt can be tilted, so you can go up and down depending on your preference. The angle setters on the table, you can just see the red part here, goes from 35 to 50 degrees for your gouges, your ball gouge, your spill gouge. If you want to go beyond that, you take this one and replace it with that one. So every time you go out one hole, you add another 5-degree angle to your tool. So let's say you want a 60-degree bevel, and this only goes up to 50. So I'll take my big gouge there, take on the 50, and because this is 50, this is 55, and this is 60, so I put it on the 60, take out the platform, and then I just grind it and get a perfect angle for that. There you go. Really short and dirty on how that works. It's great though, but it is about $1,000 US. So it's not for everybody, but I think it's worth it. But yeah, also another benefit of a system with a belt like that is when you sharpen it, if you do that on a stone, a round stone, a bench grinder, whatever, the bevel will have a concave shape, and yes, they are. You have a concave bevel, and that can affect how it works and how it cuts. This one here makes it perfectly straight, so that actually is pretty well. So you can get many kind of different belts for this. So for the normal M2 steel that most people have on the tools, you could just get an aluminum oxide belt. It's really cheap. It's $5 to $8 for a belt. £10, whatever. Not even £10. It's like £5. It's cheap as crap, but it works really well. Then if you get a tool that is have a higher hardness rating, like for instance this one, this is an M42 cryo hardened steel, you're gonna need a carbide, not carbide, you need a diamond belt or a CBN belt. Yeah, you can get those. The CBN belt are a little bit more expensive than aluminum oxide, but they're not that more expensive. I think you're like 50% more. But that's what you're going to need for sharpening something like this and your carbide cutters and stuff like that. You're going to need a diamond belt or the CBN belt. So there you go. But that belt itself is expensive. It is £230 in that range, so it's not cheap. I'm not going to replace it when it breaks. It's too much, and it takes so little to chip it and damage it, so I'm not going to do that again. I'm just going to go with the normal belts, and that's it, because they really do last a long time, those belts, so it's fine. Yeah. Yeah. So that's about it, really. Any more questions? Okay. That's all for today. Work-life updates. Yeah, work-life update is great, isn't it? Yeah. I'm happy with, you know, a couple of times a week with the work-life update. I think that's where it should be. It should not be every day, because it was too much. It was too much. So a couple of times a week with the work-life update is good. Whenever I have something on my heart I want to share, that's great. The streams once a week, maybe 2 if I have time. So that's it. Right. Thank you guys for sticking with me and dropping in and being part of this. You make me happy. You really do. Thank you guys. Be good to the world. The world will be good to you. Stay cool and keep turning. Stay for the music. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Shop where the northern winds blow stands a craftsman, where the tall timbers grow with a chisel like a warrior's spear. Every cut brings the old world near. Hear the Asher in the turning tree, Odin whispering, let creation be. From the north, let the shavings fly under watchful gods in the winter sky. Thor's hammer roars with the spinning ring, Freya's grace in every curve you bring. By fire and frost, let the wood come alive. Benjamin turns the tales of the Viking tribes. Of the Viking tribes. Ash and oak hold the songs of the bold, echoes of the battles that the skalds once told. Tools sing soft in a rhythmic glide as the grain shows the secrets it tries to hide. Loki's laughter in the chips that fall, but your craft stays true through it all. From the north, let the shavings fly under watchful gods in the winter sky. Thor's hammer roars with the spinning ring, Freya's grace in every curve you bring. By fire and frost, let the wood come alive. Benjamin turns the tales of the Viking tribes. Raise your meat to the maker's hand, to the craft and the clan of the northern land. Every bowl is a saga born, carved from dusk and shade till morn. From the halls of the gods, let the echoes ring of the wood-turning warrior and the stories he brings. Let the world hear the call from the workshop flame, Benjamin Winkle, another name. From the north, let the shavings fly under watchful gods in the winter sky. Thor's hammer roars with the spinning ring, Freya's grace in every curve you bring. By fire and frost, let the wood come alive. Benjamin turns the tales of the Viking tribe. control.